What if I told you the secret to managing difficult adults at work actually comes from a child psychologist? And what if those exact same tools could make you a way better leader? We're going to dig into Dr. Becky Kennedy's advice, and you'll see pretty quickly that the playbook for a toddler's tantrum and a coworker's outburst, well, it's basically the same.
So, let's just be honest for a second. Have you ever been in a meeting, looked around, and thought to yourself, am I working with adults or am I in a daycare?
You know who I'm talking about, that one person who just has to be the center of attention, who dominates every single conversation just so they can feel seen.
Or maybe it's the person who gets super territorial about their budget or their team members or their projects. Seriously, it's like watching a kid in a sandbox who refuses to share their toys. And, oh my gosh, what about the person who creates a total mess and then just looks at you like, so, you gonna fix this for me? Well, according to Dr. Becky Kennedy, these aren't just little workplace annoyances. Nope, they are universal human behaviors, and they're usually rooted in needs that just aren't being met. Okay, so how do you even begin to deal with this? It all starts with a pretty radical shift in your mindset. It's a core idea Dr. Kennedy calls seeing the good inside. Now, let's be super clear. This is not about letting people off the hook for bad behavior. It's actually the opposite. It's about figuring out where the behavior is coming from so you can actually deal with it effectively instead of just getting ticked off. Okay, this is where most of our problems at work, and let's be real, at home, actually start. We smash these two things together. A colleague shows up late and our brain just instantly goes, ugh, they're so lazy. See, we just merged one action with their entire identity. The big move here is to pry these two things apart, to see them as a good person who's, well, struggling with a behavior. And that simple mental shift, it changes everything. It's what opens the door for a conversation that might actually go somewhere. And this is why it's so important. Because think about it. The second someone feels like you're attacking who they are as a person, what happens? Boom, the defensive walls go straight up. And once that happens, you can forget about addressing the actual problem. The conversation is over before it even started. So that leads us perfectly into the next tool, which builds right on top of this idea. Before you can even think about correcting a behavior, you have to build a bridge. It's the absolute foundation for getting anyone to cooperate with you. You see, real connection, it's not a tactic. It's not something you do to get what you want. It's about just being present with another person for a moment, agenda-free, and genuinely trying to see things from their side. Dr. Kennedy has this perfect example. Imagine you say to your partner, we have to do our taxes now. That just builds a wall, right? But what if you said, hey, I see you're relaxing over there, and we really need to figure out these taxes together. That second one acknowledges their reality first. It's a simple thing, but it builds a bridge that you can both walk across to solve the problem. So once you have that foundation of connection, you can step into this role she calls a sturdy leader. So what does being a sturdy leader actually look like? All right, just picture this. You're on a plane and you hit some major turbulence. The dismissive pilot yells, "Stop freaking out." Well, that doesn't help. The overwhelmed pilot panics and says, "I'm scared too," which is, terrifying. But the sturdy pilot, they get on the intercom and say, "I hear you. It's bumpy. I know what I'm doing, and I've got this." That's the one who makes you feel safe. And a huge part of being that sturdy leader is setting real boundaries. And listen up, because the definition here is a total game changer. A boundary isn't about what you want them to do. It's a statement about what you will do. Okay, look at this. This makes the difference so clear. A request, please don't do that, basically hands all your power over to the other person. Its success depends entirely on them. But a real boundary, you hold the power. It's about what you are going to do. You are in control. And all of this leads to a really crucial point. All these tools, seeing the good inside, connecting first, being sturdy, they're not about making people happy in the short term. It's about building something way more valuable in the long run. I mean, just think about that for a second. Every time you jump in to fix a problem for someone on your team, you're actually robbing them of the chance to learn that they can handle tough stuff. You're accidentally building fragility, not resilience. So how do you do it? How do you actually build resilience in someone, whether it's an employee, your kid, or your partner? Well, it turns out there's a simple, really powerful two-part formula.
Okay, part 1 is I believe you. You have to validate their experience. Metaphorically, you put one foot in the hole with them. You're basically saying, wow, that sounds really hard. I get why you're stressed. Your feeling is real.
But, and this is the magic trick, you have to keep your other foot firmly on solid ground outside the hole. This is part 2, I believe in you. This is where you reflect back to them how capable they are, even when they can't see it themselves. You're their anchor.
All right, so let's put it all together. Here's your sturdy leader toolkit. First, see the good inside, separate the person from the behavior. Then, connect before you correct. Always build that bridge first. Set real boundaries based on what you will do. Be the sturdy pilot who can handle the turbulence. And finally, build real resilience using that I believe you and I believe in you formula.
So at the end of the day, it's not just about knowing these tools, right? It's about actually having the guts to use them. So I'll leave you with this. Which one are you going to try first?